Let's take a moment and finish up with our discussion of diseases of the reproductive system. We were talking about breast cancer, and just as a brief recap here, we have a decreased risk with breastfeeding. So if you breastfeed your children, you are less likely to develop breast cancer. Moderate to vigorous physical activity is linked with lower breast cancer risk. So if you exercise regularly, then you are less likely to develop cancer. The number of children. The more children you have, the less likely you are to develop cancer. That has to do with hormonal influences that occur during your pregnancy. That can result in less of a risk for breast cancer. Decreased alcohol consumption, delayed onset of puberty. So if your puberty, instead of being 11, was 13 or 14, you have less of a chance of developing breast cancer. And early onset of menopause. Now, cervical cancer. This is not, we have increased risk with human papillomavirus, also known as genital warts, and this has been associated with close to 90% of the conditions, of the situations with cervical cancer. If you became sexually active at a young age, that is less than 18, or if you've had many sexual partners, that increases your risk. Now, that may be that you are at a increased risk of getting human papillomavirus. Smoking puts you at risk. Long-term use of oral contraceptives, multi-full-term pregnancies, and diets low in fruit and vegetables. Now, ovarian cancer, this one ranks 5th in cancer deaths amongst women. And the risks are no children. So just as in breast cancer, the more children you have, the less likely you are to develop breast cancer. With ovarian cancer, the more children you have, or the fewer children you have, the more likely you are to develop breast or ovarian cancer. So a family history of ovarian cancer, history of other cancers such as breast, uterine, or colorectal cancers. If you suffer from endometriosis, or if you have the BRCA1 or BRCA2 abnormality or mutation in that gene, and that is the same gene that's associated with breast cancer. So, that pretty well summarizes it. What you need to know in terms of the reproductive system, again, are the changes to the body during pregnancy, stages of labor, onset of puberty, as in when it happens and what are the indicators of the onset of puberty. You need to know the secondary sexual characteristics as opposed to primary sexual characteristics, so you should understand that body hair, breast development, and deeper voice, those are all secondary sexual characteristics. You should know the various forms of birth control that we've mentioned in these presentations, and you should know the conditions that affect the reproductive system. And that, I hope, covers everything for you. Again, if you have any questions, you can always email me or contact me at the office. Thank you.